Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Don's Hot Rod Garage. Big Don with you. Just wanted to walk around the Harvest Gold 55 Nomad mega rough. Just check it out. I mean, you know, I just got to shoot it straight with you guys. If you guys got a car sitting, you know, around your house in this shape, you might as well just harvest the parts off of it and just send it on its way, because it's not getting any better. This old guy kept this car for 30-40 years, you know. It's not getting no better. So let's look at what's left of it. So you can see I've been all over it like a hobo on a ham sandwich. And there's the stick shifter. This is what was actually against the fender, and then that was sticking down towards the bottom. But this car was so rough. I shouldn't say was. I mean, it is. It's just absolutely junk. So I took out the side glass and all the side stainless and the drip rail moldings. I still got to get the hinges. You see the little hinges up here, that's for the lift gate. I still got to get them out. But I mean, I got to go through stuff like that. You got to pull that off and then pull the tack strip out. And here's the license plate that I found inside the car, Ohio 1973. So, and to get the tailgate off, I literally had to drill through that's what it looked like. So that's a bolt, but it actually has a Phillips head on the top of it. And I mean, I had to dig just to get to them. And the only way you're getting them out of a car like this is to drill right through to where it essentially just takes knocks the head right off of them. You can see this side. That's what's left. And what there actually is a plate underneath of there. Yeah, you probably can't see it. And it's got like a cage that holds that plate, and it's tapped. It's a 5/16. It's not the head of it, I think it's a 5/16 style thread. I forget what that is, but that's what happens. It's a Phillips head, and you're not getting them out. It'd be like trying to get that out. Now, believe me when I tell you, that used to be a Phillips head. You see, there's more of them. Them aren't coming out. You'd have to drill them out if you needed that latch or that cable pocket. So that's why I hate to be the one that was rude in the beginning. But if you got something like this, just get what's good off of it and junk the rest, you know. It's not doing any good existing at this point, because you can't save it. Now when I go to do it, I'm going to cut through the B pillar and the C pillar, and I'll keep both sides of the quarters and this area back here, that area, because that's like specific to Nomad. And there's really no value in it other than, like, my gasser at home could take that back section behind the tire, you know. So I don't know. Like, when you go to restore a Nomad, these quarter panels are like $1,500 a side. I mean, it's crazy. So I'll patch them up. And it was not easy getting this stuff apart off of here. I mean, I had to break through this and put my propane torch through here to get to certain screws. I mean, just Look at how bad everything is. And I was reluctant to say when I first did the video on this car, just because I didn't want no scammers to try to come after me. But what happened to the roof on this car is it flew off on the freeway. The actual roof skin flew right off on the freeway. That's why in my first video I was kind of looking at the roof and I'm saying, man, there really wasn't a whole lot holding that on there. I wasn't going fast, I was in the right hand lane, so when it lifted it just went to the berm. And luckily nobody hit the roof and nothing dangerous happened. There was a fella behind me that actually I think he was videoing it because he knew the roof was going to fly off of it, and he posted a bunch of pictures of it, you know, as the roof started to go. And then he even commented on my last video, and he's like, you know, I posted them pictures, and I'm like, bro, you couldn't have honked your horn and let me know something was going on? Because like when this was on the trailer, like you can only imagine, all I'm seeing is the sides. The roof is too high, it's not in my mirrors. So, and I wasn't going fast, but like look at the structure. Like if anything, like this was still kind of somewhat glued to the inside, but there was absolutely nothing holding this roof skin onto the car. So, and I went back to try to retrieve the roof, but it was the roof skin, I couldn't find it. So I'm going to try to drop this off the trailer, because believe it or not, I'm going to get another one of these. It's in better shape. It's a red and white 55 Nomad. So I got to get this off this flatbed. And I was looking at these fenders, and you know, really the fenders themselves aren't too terrible. I mean, just the eyebrow. Other than that, there's no real rust on the fender. So they probably look pretty decent if they was stripped out. And then I started to think for a second that this may have been the original fender, because it's got yellow underneath of it, but it's drilled out for either a 210 or a 150. Them are actually pressed in there. You could tell that was pressed in there by the factory. So I'm just about done on this cream puff here, and one guy wanted the steering column, but the tube itself has got a lot of pitting going on to where I don't know how nice it would be once I got it out of here. But the old boy was trying to save it the best he could. Like if you look way down in there, he started to put a door bottom on that door, and like he had patches everywhere trying to save it. Even a patch across there, more down this side, and then up there. That was a NOS box, or an old GM box with all them frost plugs in it. Yeah, it's incredible what happens to these cars. I might try to get them things off there too, but that one's got a dent in it. But like normally this stuff up here is, you know, somewhat valuable, but as pit as everything is, it's not worth nothing. It's just not worth nothing at all. I mean, look at the heater box. It's got holes in it. So I salvaged as much as I could, and I got the front seat there, and I got the tailgate over here. And then one last thing before I let you guys slide. Tailgate looks cool. I mean, it's rusty at the bottom, but I might cut the skin off and hang it on my wall. But look at all them holes in the bottom of that seat. The only thing I can assume is that they put them in there, them plugs in there, because they're open to let some air out when you sat down on it, so it didn't bust the seat. That's the only thing I can assume. And that's 55 only. 56 and 7 didn't have that. And then this piece of trim at the bottom of the seat is straight on a 55, and then 56 and 57, it's got a little notch there for the transmission tunnel. So there you go. Alright, so now we got the front nose off here, and you could see this thing was mega rough even back when it was parked Look at the seam for the firewall. I mean, putty even down there. That's actually a hole in there. On this side as well. So this car was shot when the fella, whoever finally abandoned it, this car was shot. And you know, I hate to see a Nomad in this shape. I really do. But once they get to this shape, grab whatever's good off of them, whatever you think you can salvage. I'll probably end up cutting a quarter there and a quarter there and keep them both sides. Probably just unbolt the doors for now until I can get that trim off there, and maybe even just cut it right there above the wing window and straight across the floor, and keep the whole firewall and everything until I can get her all stripped out. Because like the dash has still got everything in it. But I mean, it's just, the old car's just wasted. It's just wasted away. Look how bright the harvest gold actually is. It's a pretty bright yellow. And they was all like almost like pastel in the 50s. But surprisingly, let me get over here. Surprisingly, the nose, it's not the original nose to it, but the nose is pretty decent. There's a little bit of rust above the headlights. The hood's junk, we know that, and even all this splash pan stuff. But just as far as fenders are concerned, I think the fenders, they could be something. Maybe not for a show car, but for a, you know, hot rod, they could be. Catch you guys on the next video.